Hey everyone, my name is Christina. Thank you for coming to listen to this lecture on centering. Just so you know, 1, it's football season, so congratulations everybody. 2, we're going to be doing a lot of breathing in this lecture, so I want everybody to start out with doing a group circle breath. Now, what's going to happen is when I say go, it's going to be a 3, 2, 3 count. Okay? We're just going to do it together, and this is just so everybody gets used to the idea of breathing on a count. Okay? Trust me, it'll make sense later. Alright? So, ready? On your marks, get set. Breathe. Hold. And exhale. See, that wasn't so hard. Good job, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about centering, and if you don't know what that is, that's okay. I'm here to teach you. So centering is a process used to adjust the weight you have to the center of your body. Alright? So you feel balanced and focused and in control. It's a way of directing all of your energy and concentration into one point in your body. And we are going to make that one point our belly button or on our navel. And the point is to feel confident and grounded. Okay? So when I say grounded, I don't mean heavy and stuck. I can see where that confusion can come in, but when I say grounded, it's more of a stable and strong sense of feeling. Okay, I want you to make sure you get strong from grounded and not stuck. 2 definitely different S words. Centering actually has its roots in many different things. Martial arts uses centering a lot. There's centering in prayer, and in meditation is probably where you'll see it the most. It's an old type of tradition, and we're bringing it into our sports for today's world because it still works. Okay? Now, one thing you've got to be aware, if you only know one thing about centering, you need to know that it's a conscious process. Okay? You need to take the time to let your body become centered. It's not just going to happen, unlike becoming unfocused. That happens very easily. Don't do that. Centering, you have to be aware that you're not centered first, and then you have to take the time and energy to bring yourself back in. Okay, this is what centering is all about. Alright, so there are a few times when you can use centering. One is going to be when you have the opportunity. So when we're talking about centering during games and times of pressure, then you need to have the opportunity to center. Like, you're not going to center like as you're throwing the game-winning pitch. No, you're going to do it beforehand or other. Not then. Don't worry, we go through times to actually center later on. And the second thing you need in order to use centering is it needs to be close to the performance. So, using the example of the pitch again, you need, like, a good way to do it would be right before. Okay, not during, and not like 3 pitches ago. It needs to be right before. So, the 2 things you need to know about when you are thinking when to use your centering is it's going to be when you have the opportunity, so when you have the time, and when it's close to a pressure moment. Okay? So situations where we use, like I said, is pressure situations. So games, not necessarily intense games, but games, competition in general. And practice. Practice is a good time to use centering because centering is a conscious process. It would be beneficial to practice centering, like on its own, at practice, as often as you can. Okay, so where are you centering? anytime you feel pressure or unfocused. Alright? Why? Why does centering work? Well, I've given you a few items, but centering works because one, there's 5 points. One, it helps control your breathing. Okay? We all need to breathe, and especially as athletes, our breathing needs to be controlled and precise, and it needs to be beneficial. Alright? Centering gives us a way to control it. That's why we did our circle breath earlier, and it'll come up again. Okay? Our arousal, so centering can give us more energy, or it can give us less energy and help us relax. It is mostly used for the latter, but in some situations it can give you more. Okay? It depends on what you need it for, and because you control it, you decide what it does. Alright? 3, it gives us a avenue of which to send our focus. So when we take all of our energy and focus it on our center, then it's there, and then we choose which way it goes. Alright? And hopefully we choose to put it on the task at hand, which is what we would need it for. Okay? It gives us feelings of groundedness, preparedness, and confidence. Here's a little fun fact for you. You cannot concentrate on your breathing and be worried at the same time. It's actually impossible. I'm serious. If you're concentrating on your breath coming in and out of your body, you can't focus on anything else. Okay? So this is why centering is really important. And my last point as to why we use centering is because it's really a good starting point for many other mental techniques that are at our disposal. So things like imagery, all types of confidence boosting strategies, relaxation techniques, like I said. You can even use it for self-talk if you need to calm everything and focus on your words. Now, we're not going to go into any of those today, but centering is a good starting point for all of those. Okay? So why don't we go through the step-by-step process of centering. Okay? So we're going to go through it together. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. Alright? Everybody eyes closed? Now, normally, I would make you stand up. But there's a lot of people in here, so I don't want us to get elbowed and such, especially when your eyes are already closed. So if you are going to do this standing, which would be helpful, no peeking, keep your eyes closed, I want you to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, one foot in front of the other, and do not lock your knees. Okay? That is pretty much the worst thing you can do when practicing your centering. Don't lock your knees. You don't have to do a squat, but make sure they are comfortable and bent. Okay? That's when you practice standing up. Shoulder width apart, one foot slightly in front of the other, so if I went up to you and pushed you over, then you wouldn't move. Okay? And knees slightly bent. Okay? But as for now, we're just going to sit down, we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to focus. Okay? Now, we're going to do a 5-3-5 count. So, 5 seconds in, 3-second hold, 5-second exhale. When I say go ahead and do your inhale. And when we inhale, we're going to focus on the upper body. Okay? And I'll tell you what to do. 1, 2, breathe in. Now, feel your muscles of your upper body relaxing. Hold. And breathe out. Now, focus on your bottom half. What's it doing? Relax. Alright, now that was a quick one. The next one's going to be just as quick. But now we know what we're focusing on. Okay? Inhale. Focus on your upper body. Keep it relaxed. And when we exhale, I want you to be breathing out all of the tension in your lower body, okay? Now, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold. Now when you breathe out, go. Breathe out all the tension in your lower half. Nice job. Alright, let's go through it one more time. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Feel all the tension in your upper body relaxing away. Hold. And exhale. Ooh, breathe out all the tension in your lower body. You should be feeling pretty heavy right now. Relax. You should feel your body slightly more in your chair, a little closer to the ground, a little more noodly. Alright? So that's the basics of centering. That's how you do it. Now, what I want you next to do is pull out your handouts. Everybody should have gotten one. And we're just going to walk through it real fast. On it, I'm looking at mine over here, there's a little definition of centering. Okay? Then in red, right below it, there are some reasons why or what it's going to help with. And then there's your 2 criteria for when you need to use centering, the opportunity, and you need it to be right before the performance. And then under that, it has an assignment for you. And it says, give me 3 moments where you might be able to use centering. Alright, go ahead and fill it out. I'm just going to keep talking. If you need some examples, let's say a football player, right before the snap, that's a good time to center. After the huddle, before the snap. A basketball player, before the inbound, before his free throw. A baseball player, right before the pitch, whether it be while he's in the outfield or in the batter's box. Both ways are good. Gymnastics, there's a few ways. Right in the corner, right before your routine starts, right before you mount the bar. Things like that. Usually gymnastics is set to music, if I'm not mistaken. So getting your centering to end right as the music starts would be a good strategy. Let's see. So, as I've been rambling, you should have found 3 times during your sport that you can use centering. If you only found 2, that's okay, but I want you to think really hard and try to find a 3rd one. For the next one, it's basically, yes, you've told me when you're going to use centering, but now when are you going to practice your centering? Because centering is a conscious process. Good job. Now, to being a conscious process means you have to practice it. So I need 3 opportunities of when you're going to practice, and only one of them can be at practice. Yeah, y'all, you're cheaters. I see you. Yeah, only one. So let's see. I'm going to give you a second to come up with your own ideas, and then I'll give you a few examples if you haven't thought of 3. Okay, I'm sure you've thought of 3. Our practice is 1, okay? In the car, in the shower, before you go to bed, during commercials, when you're watching TV, like what else are you doing? Eating popcorn? No, you practice your centering between commercials. And for those of you that watch Netflix, between the end of the show and the start of the first one, there's 15 seconds. Yes, I know. Do it then. Okay? Now, the better you get at centering, the shorter it's going to take to feel centered. Okay? And during game situations, you don't always have that 30 seconds. You might only have that 15. Okay? Practice. Now, before I let you guys go, we're going to do one more thing. It's called the OK test. Alright? So remember how I said that centering has its roots in martial arts, prayer, and meditation? Well, our OK test involves this little symbol right here. You know, the one here like this. Yes. So I want you guys to put one hand in this formation, Okay? And then I want you to peel it open. Not that hard, right? Alright, so we're going to go through our centering twice. Now remember, when you do centering on your own, it might take like 5-8 times before you feel centered. That's okay. You're new. Alright, but we're going to do it twice, and we're going to see what happens. Alrighty, so everybody, thumbs up. And remember, on our inhale, we're going to relax their upper portion. On our exhale, we're going to do the bottom half. Alright? 3, 2, 1, inhale. Stop. Exhale. Now make sure you guys are keeping your fingers, okay? No, you can't see mine, sorry. Keep your fingers in that position. And 3, 2, 1, inhale. Relaxing your upper body. And exhale. Relaxing your lower body, feeling heavy. I'm changing my mind, we're going to do it one more time. Inhale. Good job. Now, try to pull that finger and thumb apart. And a little harder. Ooh. Took me a good like 3 seconds. Yeah? That's the strong, stable feeling I was talking about earlier when it comes to groundedness. Alright, I think you all did very well. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, go ahead and talk to me after, or on that handout, there's a little, there's my email, so go ahead and you can shoot me an email whenever you feel like. Make sure you keep the handout. I would love it if you put it somewhere you could see it every day to remind you to practice, practice, practice. And I want to thank you for coming, and please join me on the next one.